Even though the world is slowly coming out of hiding due to the coronavirus, quarantining and subsequent events have been challenging for some people's psyche. Helping us take care of our mental health during these tense times is Ashley Bryant, a psychotherapist and founder for Therapy in Color, who works with both individuals and couples. I want to thank you so much for joining us today, Ashley. Some people might find your face to be quite familiar because you've been on TLC's My 600-Pound Life, amongst many other outlets. We want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Therapy in Color, what is that?
So Therapy in Color is an online directory that helps to connect people of color with therapists of color.
And why is that important?
It's important because what we find is when individuals of color seek out for therapy, a lot of times the barrier can be interacting with people who don't necessarily look like them, and sometimes it allows them to be a little bit more comfortable whenever they're sitting across from someone who has a similar cultural background as them.
I was going to say culture has a lot to do with it, just being able to understand and relate to certain issues. I think, though, now collectively, a lot of us, we're all kind of experiencing just a very tense time in our history as a nation. And maybe you could talk a little bit about how people can do a little self-healing during this time and to be kind to their mind, to themselves, when these moments get very challenging and tense.
Absolutely. I know it can be very difficult, but we really do want to try to step away from the traumatic images and the traumatic videos. What we know from research is when we continue to replay those images over and over again, they can have an emotional and a mental effect on us. It can also have a physical effect on us as well. So we want to make sure that we're striking a balance between staying informed and overindulging in those videos. I like to encourage individuals to go into your social media settings and make sure that autoplay is turned off. So when you're scrolling, those videos don't play automatically.
That's excellent advice. And I realized that not that long ago, and it has been life-changing, I will say, because it's just an inundation. You're just getting overwhelmed over and over and over again. Now, you deal with a lot of people who have experienced a trauma and are trying to move forward from that. So can you tell us, what is the one place where you start with those clients?
One of the things that we know about individuals who have experienced a type of trauma is that tendency to try to avoid, because we'll avoid situations, we'll avoid people, things that remind us of that trauma. So we really want to identify what are some of the things that you're trying to avoid as a result of that trauma, and how can we begin to slowly incorporate those things back in our lives that are relatively safe. So if there are people that we've been avoiding because they remind us of the trauma, but those people are safe, how can we begin to incorporate those people, conversations, or places back into our life?
For anyone who's interested in learning more and perhaps taking advantage of your services, where do you recommend they go?
So you can contact me at ashleybryant.lpc.com.
Perfect. And again, what is the website for Therapy in Color?
Therapy in Color is at therapyincolor.org.
Perfect. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're back after this.